brother started the whole company in 2004, and then he offered me the franchise in Stafford, and I was number 8 in the chain of now 115, and I thought I'll give it a go. So I took a career break from the council, where I was training to be a lawyer. Took a career break for a year, and then wrote to them after 6 months that I'm not coming back because I loved it here. And then I opened another shop in Penkridge up the road, 10 minutes up the road. That was number 13 in the chain, and I opened that about a year after opening this one, where I realised that I liked it and I could do it, so I opened that one as well.
I used to work at the Halifax Bank in Stafford, and I hated it. So I decided to go back to university, and the boss there is good friends with Claire here, and she introduced me, and Claire has been very good since I started, and she's managed to fit hours around university, which the Halifax weren't able to do.
You've won the Student Employer of the Year award. What was the first you heard about being entered into this competition?
I didn't know I was entered into it. Jude nominated me anonymously, Jude is my employee, and then I had a phone call from the university from a lady called Kathy at the Staffordshire University, who told me that I'd been put forward for the institutional award at Staffordshire University, and then she said, and from there you'll be put forward for the regional and then the national. And then a week later we got a phone call saying we'd won.
So how did that make you feel?
Proud, but a little bit embarrassed because I didn't know I'd been nominated. But it was nice to know that Jude had done it without me knowing. So obviously I've done something right for her, in a working and a student as well, a student life as well. I've had to juggle the two, and we've worked together, and she's very flexible, I'm flexible with her. And proud. It's a good achievement. It's nice to be recognised by one of your staff. Nice to be recognised.
Then you went through to the national finals.
Then we went through to the regional
finals.
One, yeah. They rang and said we'd won that first one, and we'd be put forward to the regionals in a week's time. We'd know if we'd won that one. And then Jude got the call on that one to say we'd won the regional. So we were getting a little bit excited, a little bit nervous then. And we went to an evening at Stoke University. Well, I couldn't go to that. Jude went and represented me at Stoke University, and went for an award ceremony there. And then we got put through with 69 others to the national to be put forward for the individual Student Employer of the Year.
And you won that?
Yes, we got an email about that one, and that was really great. Actually, they told us before they announced it to all the universities, because they had to tell us first to book the date for us to go to the awards, and we went there on the 9th of July and attended the awards ceremony, and had to look surprised that we'd won it. But it was very nice, and we got the certificates to prove it, which is good, and it'll look good for us as a business, a small business winning such a big award. It's nice that a small business in a small town like Stafford is recognised.
What led you to nominate Claire for the Student Employer Awards?
I've never had a boss like Claire. I've had about 4 or 5 jobs, and Claire's the best, because she encourages you to work your hardest in everything you do. And here, there's such a pride in your work. You pay really big attention to detail without forgetting the big picture sort of thing, and there's a massive emphasis on customer service, and that's because she instills it. She never lets up. If it's not good enough, it's not good enough. You're always trying to impress her and work to her standard, and she would never ask you to do something that she wouldn't do herself either. So she's an inspiration as a person and in the workplace as well.
What would you say students add to your workforce? What benefits are there to employing students?
There's benefits and there's downfalls as well, slightly, but more benefits, because they're keen to work, and I know they're studying as well. They've got a lot of hard work in their study, but I think it gives them a break to come to work. And yes, it's hard work as well, but it's a different type of work for them. It's a bit of a release, and hopefully it helps them with their studies to see that hard work pays off, and it'll make them work harder, hopefully, in their study as well. Because they work hard here. Jude's been with me 3 years, Sabrina's been with me 3 years. The other student who's just been in she's been with me 5 years. So, and I've seen them all through quite a lot of their university and college. So I think it encourages them to go for what they want, work hard, and you'll get what you want.
What would you say a good student employer should do?
They need to understand that, I suppose it depends what kind of degree you're on. With me, it's a very practical degree, so I often have to book, say, 2 or 3 days off together so that I can go out and do a shoot and that sort of thing. So I think they have to understand that although we enjoy work, our life doesn't revolve around it, but it's a bit of give and take on both sides, really. I mean, she's always been very fair in fitting work around my uni work, but she also gives me as many hours as I can do to keep me in good financial circumstances. So you've got to be flexible, but the student, I think, has to learn to be flexible with the boss as well.
So what do you think gave you the edge over these other companies?
Perhaps should have asked you that.
Oh, I did.
Did you?
It's a bit like Mr. and Mrs. I want to see if your answers match.
Right, okay.
So what qualities would you say that you have as a student employer that have got you this award?
I am quite structured, very strict, but I do look for, in anybody, not just the students, I look for the hard work and the passion in what they're doing, and a little bit of dedication, which Jude has. She has all those 3 qualities, so I knew I could work on it, and hopefully I could encourage her, and she's very flexible with me around her university. So I don't know, I think flexibility, I am flexible with them, but I'm hoping I'm quite approachable as well, not just as an employer, but as a friend as well. I've seen them all through lots of different things, obviously over 3 years of working for me in their lives, and I'll sit and listen, but when work's work, we work, and then we play as well. So I think it's a good balance.
You've more or less given exactly the same answer as she gave.
Right, we've scripted
more or
that,
less.